Yeah, let's talk about the what people are saying about losing gravity in August on August 7th. I want to say it is. Apparently, we're gonna lose gravity.
August 12th, actually.
Is August 12th?
August 12th.
Okay, August 12th for 7 seconds is what it is.
That's right.
So I want to talk about that.
So you tell me what all you've heard, because I have not heard a single thing about any of this losing gravity or none of that until you brought it up to me. And then I Googled it, so I have
Yeah.
actual facts. So tell me what you heard, and I'll tell you what's really happening.
So apparently, on August 12th, we're gonna lose gravity for 7 seconds because of a solar eclipse or some shit like that, and they're guessing, assuming, whatever, calculating that we're gonna lose about 40 million people, I want to say,
That's
and there's which is pretty substantial. Yes, and they're saying that the best way to avoid basically dying or getting hurt is to stay indoors. So you just float to your ceiling.
so these people realize that houses are not actually anchored to the earth. So if you lost gravity, the house could literally float away, right? Like they are aware of that.
This is all people that the only people I've seen talk about it are just other podcasters and like clips and stuff. People who do like, kind of like I call them like gotcha reels,
Yeah,
type stuff. Because
yeah.
I mean, obviously,
For the intellectually gullible.
yeah, it's not gonna happen, right? And I did a brief reading about it. I just wanted to bring it up because I think it's kind of funny how it's blowing up. It's everywhere. It's kind of crazy how big it actually is. Actually,
Well, when you brought this up to me, I did a quick little Google search, and all I typed in was no gravity in August 2026 because I've never heard nothing about it. I didn't know what day to type in. The claim is that the Earth will lose gravity for 7 seconds on August 12th, 2026. It is a false viral hoax. There is no scientific evidence to support this, and NASA has officially debunked the rumor. So it's fake, it's bullshit. So if you're out there and you're believing suddenly the Earth is going to lose gravity for 7 seconds, well, there's a lot of factors that have to go into play in order for the Earth to lose gravity. And it would be more than 7 seconds. So now here it is,
it would
right
be
from Google. I'm going to read it to you.
okay. Go ahead. I just want to say too, it would be more than a 40 million death toll. Too.
It
Like
would be
it
the
would
entire
it would
world. Yeah,
decimate the
there's
world.
nowhere safe that you could
It would
hide,
kill us.
right? Like literally, Earth would come up off of the ground because there's no gravity to hold it together.
Like
Earth would
2012.
separate. Yeah.
Like 2012, it would completely destroy humanity. Really.
Debunking the rumor. This is a scientific impossibility. This is right from Google, you guys. Gravity is a consistent force determined by the planet's mass. I hope you guys understand what that is. The planet has gravity because of the mass in the middle. It pulls everything in to the center, right? For Earth to lose gravity, it would have to lose its entire mass, meaning the core, the mantle, the oceans, and the atmosphere would all have to disappear for 7 seconds, right? Which would mean complete destruction of the planet. It would not be for 7 seconds, it would be for eternity. No, Project Anchor is, I guess, what they're going under. The rumors claim a secret $89 billion NASA incentive called Project Anchor is prepared for the event. NASA has confirmed no such project exists. Now, I don't believe the government. I know the government's up to all kinds of crooked, weird shit. I know that they're able to make storm clouds, which can create rain using jet engines and all kinds of other shit. We know that they do the geoengineering where they spray across the sky. That's all been proven. They did a study with that up in Reading. They took samples from the tops of trees, and they found all different kinds of chemicals up on the tops of the trees, on the tops of the leaves, like aluminum and all kinds of other chemicals that they use for the geoengineering. But that's a totally different topic on a totally different day. Solar eclipse connection. This is the connection, what they're trying to say in their bullshit viral videos. On August 12th is a date scheduled for a total solar eclipse. That is true. Okay, there will be a total solar eclipse on August 12th. Visible parts of the Arctic, Greenland, Iceland, and Spain. That's where it'll be visible in parts of the Arctic, Greenland, Iceland, and Spain. while the eclipse effect light and tides have zero effect on the Earth's overall gravity. Now, here's the origin of the hoax that you're talking about. The claim originated from social media platforms like TikTok and Instagram, often citing fake leaked documents that do not exist. Now, if anybody can show any of these documents to be legitimate, let's have a conversation because I'm curious about that. The real event on August 2026, instead of a gravitational collapse, which would kill everything on Earth, you can look forward to a total solar eclipse, major astronomical event occurring on August 12th. Space missions, ongoing developments for uh, Artemis 2 mission, which aims to send humans around the moon in early 2026. Now, that is something that I am curious about because there's a video of an astronaut talking about going to the moon, and he says, "We're going to the moon for the first time." Do you believe we've ever actually been to the moon? Because I do not.
I don't think we had the technology back then.
No, I don't either. I mean, well, you look at it, there's so much information out there that who the hell was recording when the spacecraft landed? Who did they leave behind to pan up? Because we didn't have technology back then where you could remotely control a camera, you know? Like that was back then where it was all on those big reels. They record it,
Yeah.
then they have to put it. I mean, you remember back in grammar school, right? I don't know if your school did it. Mine did. They had to put the film reel on and then they had to feed it through because that was the only way film was back in the day.
Yeah, I don't think we had the technology, to
Yeah,
be
I
honest,
I
but
personally think
to
it
be
was.
to be completely fair, I haven't looked into it too much because it was kinda one of those things that I just wasn't passionate enough about it to be like, "I need to figure out if this is true or not." If I a quick glance at it, no, I honestly I don't really see how we did it back then. I think a lot of it was just a political play, more or less towards Russia saying, "We beat you to the moon"
Yeah,
type
it was a space
situation.
race.
Right. I think that's all it really was, and that's how we beat them. Um, but I mean, no, I don't. I do wanna kinda cut you off though and change things. I think you'll like this. So, this is completely change of pace, and I apologize. So Senator Rick Scott, this just happened, just dropped a bombshell bill to cut off Congress's paycheck during the government shutdown. He quotes, "No work, no pay, period. If they can't do their jobs, they shouldn't collect a dime."
That's a dog and pony show. Every time, every time these politicians go for these shutdowns,
Yeah.
their salaries are never affected. And you always have one superstar that wants to stand up, waving his dick in his hand like he's, King Arthur himself, saying, "Well, if you guys don't want to work, you're not going to get paid." It's bullshit. I would love to see it happen. I do not understand why senators are getting paid during a government shutdown when our frontline workers are not.
The military doesn't get paid.
The
They
military is not getting paid. The essential government offices are not getting paid.
Yeah, I think it's really messed up that the military I have a couple friends who are in the military. One specifically who went through um this last shutdown that we had. I was talking to him and it was really sad. He was stressing a lot, still going to work every day like he should be and potentially not getting paid. Granted, he did get paid. They found the funding to get the soldiers
Yeah,
paid where he
eventually, right?
was, right? And he didn't get paid late. He got paid on time, but still, that's a really shitty thing to sign up to fight for your country and you're going to work every day and some disagreements going on back in DC and next thing you know you're not getting paid but they're all getting paid.
Oh yeah.
I think that's completely disgusting.
Well, I mean, it's up to we the people to make the changes that are needed to be made. The problem is that they have us so divided. They have us divided by everything you can think of. They have us divided by white against black, against Hispanic, against Asian. They have us divided against Christian, Catholic, this, that, whatnot, and the other. They have us divided by rich, middle class, poor. Everything you could think of, they have us divided. So until we the people can start standing up together and unite and come together and realize that we are all getting fucked equally and these people are all making the money, nothing's going to change. I've been saying it for years, and I'll say it again on this podcast. If you want to fix the politicians, we need to start with getting rid of Citizens United, right? The second thing you need to get rid of, lobbyists. That's the two most dangerous things that you can have with government. And Ronald Reagan said it the best. The most dangerous 11 words that anybody could say is, "Hi, I'm from the government and I'm here to help." That's dangerous.
Another problem that I'm kind of seeing here though too is like you brought up division and how like we're all against each other now. And I don't think people realize that just a few years ago it was just basically blacks against whites. And it's slowly evolved to this thing now where basically every fucking race and authenticity is against each other now.
Let me stop you right there. That's what they show on the news. That's not real life though. I can tell you time after time after time. I go to the casino. That's where I spend most of my time when I'm not at work. And I'll be sitting down gambling, and somebody will sit down next to me. Name your nationality. I don't care. Pick one. I don't really care. White, black, Latino, fucking Asian, Indian. I don't really care. They'll sit down next to me. We'll start gambling together, right? They're doing their machine. I'm doing my machine. And we're having a great time, like you're either a positive person or you're a shitty person. That's the way that I see it. And this whole illusion of black versus white versus this. Yes, there are racist people out there on all sides that you have your racist white people, fuck them. You have your racist black people, fuck them. You have your racist Asians, fuck them. I don't care. If you're anti anything except for anti-government, fuck you. That's what I gotta say. You know, but these people will sit down together side by side. We're gambling and we're vibing off of each other. Like we're cheering each other on. Oh, hell yeah, you got a bonus right on. We're giving each other high fives. Strangers, I don't know these people from Adam, you know, but we're giving each other's high fives. We're cheering each other on. Hell yeah, you got a bonus. Get it, get it, get it. And they'll do the same thing when I get a bonus. And it's like this illusion that there's so much racism out there. It's all fake manufactured bullshit. That's what it is. They want us to think that there's so much division out there, but in reality, and I know you've seen it too, and anybody watching, you guys have seen it. You have friends from all different races and nationalities. You have acquaintances from all different races and nationalities. You have coworkers that you like or don't like from all different nationalities. It's not that there's so much racism out there. It's that there's so many people that are gullible that they believe this shit. So when they go out in public, like these viral videos you see of, somebody attacking a Trump supporter, for instance, it's like those are so few and far between in those instances that it's hardly even accountable, but they make it look and appear like it's happening everywhere. And it's not. I mean, I've been out in public. I've been to different rallies back when I ran for school board, like I told you. I went for different rallies as a nonpartisan candidate. So I went to Republican and Democrat rallies. One of the funniest things that I seen, Bernie Sanders was at Carson City Community Center. And these girls did not like Bernie Sanders. So they went up on his stage and they flashed everybody in the crowd so they couldn't air any of the video for that entire segment because you can't show nudity. So they totally destroyed his platform by doing what they did. And they're like, oh, that's the fucking Republicans. It was just people that were paid to go and obstruct, just like at those Trump rallies. Most of the people that are there, because I've been to a Trump rally, I've seen the shit firsthand. You have your Democrats through there. Most of them are just out there with signs trying to say, that Republicans are bad or Trump is bad or whatever, but they're not getting physical. They're not getting violent. They're not getting obnoxious. Then you have your ones that are paid protesters that are there to create chaos, right? And they rile those people up. Like in the last podcast I showed you, you could pay to hire protesters, and you could just go online. You can search the shit yourself, and you could buy protesters. You could buy people to re-steer the direction of a crowd. So it's an illusion. That's what it is. There's not so much fucking division out there that we can't all get along. We are just all struggling to survive, so we don't have time to get up and fucking fight the government. But there will be a time where we have no more choice.
Yeah, I mean that's coming too. I think it's coming here pretty quick, to be honest. I
That's what
mean,
they've been saying.
yeah, I don't know. how it's gonna go down. I mean, a lot of people think it's already happening with like what's going on in Minnesota and stuff. They think that's already the
I
start of
thought
it.
it was going to happen after Charlie Kirk got assassinated,
I was kind of hoping it would.
you know. But
I
now
mean,
the more shit that's coming out, if you look at the videos Candace Owens putting out, I fear for her life now because she's putting out shit that makes it look like this wasn't what we think it is.
it may not be. I mean, it's very well possible that it is something else. I have no idea.
Did you see the video where Erica Kirk had Nicki Minaj and she accidentally called JD Vance an assassin?
Nicki Minaj did?
Yeah. And then she kind of like looked like a deer in the headlights right after she said that. Like, why the hell did I just say that?
Huh. I didn't see that. No.
Dude, there's always some weird shit going on with our government. You can't trust them as far as you can throw them. And that's the bottom line. This
Yeah.
whole government shutdown shit, it's no different. It's a fucking dog and pony show. It's so that way they could get by, to collect more money. What's really going on behind the scenes? That's what I want to know. Because every time there's one of these fucking government shutdowns, there's something else going on. What happened with the money from the fucking Minnesotans where they were extorting all that money, the Somalians? What happened to the, was it $2.3 trillion that was being investigated before September 11th? Where's all this money going? I'm paying my taxes. What the fuck am I paying for?
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
when's enough?
It'd be almost impossible to do, but wouldn't it be cool if we got something in the mail every year where all of our taxes went to?
I would love to see that.
Wouldn't that be neat?
I would love to
I
see
think
that. And
that'd
that's
be.
what Doge was trying to do. You know that?
Yeah. Yeah. I don't think that's. Yeah. I mean, it'll never happen, obviously, but I think that'd be something that'd actually be really smart for the government to do.
They will never do it. You know
Well, because they're
why?
hiding too much shit.
Oh yeah. When you look at the money Doge was starting to uncover, you know, we got to pull up some actual data, some actual facts. But we were sending money to other countries for like transgender studies and all this other weird shit. What the fuck are we sending all this money to other countries for? And we're not getting anything equal in return. I don't understand it myself. Where's all the money for the American citizens? Like veterans. It's the saddest thing in the world that you see a veteran living underneath a fucking bridge or in a sleeping bag on a street sidewalk. If you don't believe me, find your own local area. Like ours is 4th Street in Reno, and it goes all the way from the row all the way down to about the
Uh,
I-80 freeway.
yeah, I'd say probably about the
Maybe
I-80.
a little bit past that. I
And
would say maybe even to Rail City or the Nugget going down
yeah,
Victorian.
depending on where you look, yeah.
Yeah. And you look down the rivers and the railroad tracks, you'll see homeless encampments everywhere. And why aren't they getting help? And I know I've talked to a few of them, and not all of them want help. They're perfectly happy living off of their free government cell phone, getting their
Food stamps.
disbursements from the government. They get a little bit of cash aid, they get a bit of food stamps, so they can survive. I've met a few of those people, but there are also those people that do want to get off of the sidewalk and back on their feet, and they just don't know how. They feel hopeless because when you look at the price of the housing these days, fuck, dude, it's almost hopeless for someone like me. I work full time. My wife works full time, and we're struggling just to get by because of inflation, because of this, because that, every other bullshit excuse that we're fed by this government.
Yeah. Yeah, it's kind of a shame. I mean, I hate seeing our military guys come home who fought for the country and who knows what they've seen. And they just they get treated like shit, to be honest, man. Even like if you go and like if you go to their what's it called? What's it called?
VA
The VA. I've talked to numerous veterans who said the VA is an absolute fucking joke.
veteran is a joke.
Yeah,
The
I mean,
VA, it's a fucking joke.
yeah,
They're waiting forever to get any kind of like important treatments, surgeries and shit. They're waiting 6, 7 months, different amounts. It's terrible. They're getting treated like shit.
yeah. It's sad. It's not fair to see. Or it's not fair for them for it to happen to them. And you hate to see it. Uh, but on the contrary, it's like, what do you do? I mean, luckily there's great people out there who are feeding them and who go out of their way to help them and take care of them. And I wish I could do more to do that. But I mean, some of those people, man, you can find them on Facebook. They'll go to like a restaurant and they'll drop a couple $100 on food and just go pass it out. to help people.
Yeah.
And then yeah, but you're absolutely right. There is a lot of homeless people who are like just like that's just how they want to live.
Yeah.
Like that they're
Well, I
completely
remember when I was a kid, my teacher and everybody used to say, "If you don't pay attention in school, you're gonna end up in a van down by the river." And now that seems like it's a life goal. You know, like let's live in a van down by the river. They have these vans. I don't know if you've seen some of them. They are really set up nice. They have a little kitchenette.
yeah.
They have a little pull-out toilet. I mean, granted, you got to pull out the little shit pot and you got to go dump it somewhere, but like they're set up like chairs that fold out into full beds. And you see these people that they're streamers, that they're living in their van. They're showing you the whole remodel process of their van. It's pretty damn impressive how nice some of these are.
You
But
took yeah, you're also talking like $100,000.
yeah, they
Yeah.
don't tell you that part,
And
you
they'll
know?
tell you the part of how much they cost, and
Yeah.
that's minus the van too. That's just the renovations they gotta do
Yeah.
to
And the van's like
make it
another
livable.
100,000.
Yeah, it's kinda crazy, but they are super cool. It would be a lot of fun to go do something like that. I think if I was gonna go travel, that's how I'd do it is in a van,
Well,
keep it simple.
if you want to fix that part of the government, we need to get rid of corporations buying houses. I believe I said this and I talked about it a little bit in the previous podcast. You have Vanguard, State Street, BlackRock, along with a few others. They're buying privately owned residents, single family dwellings, and they're jacking the rent way through the roof. They're buying these houses, they're doing quick, shitty fixer uppers, and then they're turning around and they're selling them for two, three, four times the amount of what these houses are actually worth. You look at the rent downtown right here in Reno in some maybe one or two bedroom, shitty little tiny fucking 700 square foot house. And they're wanting what, like 1800, 1900 in some cases.
That's a good deal.
That's, yeah.
I mean, shit. I've seen houses like that go for way more, and that's more often than not. 1800. It's still ridiculously expensive for the houses that we're talking about, but still, unfortunately, that's like almost a good price nowadays to find a house like that. For that much. I
I,
mean, shit.
I mindset of the houses in the 90s, where rent was like $700 and, you know,
Yeah,
it was a lot easier back then. It's,
gas was 75 cents.
I remember that under Bill Clinton for a little while there. I was paying 75 cents a gallon. The average price that I remember under Clinton was about $1.25, and that was nice. And then I remember at one point during Barack Obama, we got back down to $1.55 in Barstow, California, because that's where I lived at the time.
I remember that fuel did get pretty low with Obama in office.
It didn't last very long, but I remember it.
Although I don't think anyone's done it since him.
No.
I think Trump's gotten close. Trump's gotten very close. Not this term, his last term, he got it pretty cheap.
We just took fucking Venezuela. Why is our gas still over $3? Let's send some of that shit to the United States.
I don't know.
I still think it's funny how Maduro said, come and get me, I'll be waiting. And Trump said, fucking hold my beer. And he went down there and just nabbed him.
Asleep too, dude.
Yeah,
Yeah, they were waking his ass up, throwing pajamas at him, telling him to get dressed.
yeah, put your chonies on, bitch.
That shit's hilarious, dude. Oh man, I think they're now. Isn't Venezuela trying to get him back? Like, didn't they make like
They have some chick fucking running Venezuela right now, but she's not much better than Maduro was. I don't know.
I'll have to look into that more.
Yeah, check into that for the next podcast. We'll give you guys more details. If you guys have any questions, concerns, or comments about what we have already discussed, throw them in the comments. We do read the comments. We will respond. We'll let you know. If you got any good suggestions, throw them in there. We'll bring them up in the next podcast. That way we could talk about it and you guys could watch it. That way you guys know we're actually reading the comments and we will respond on a podcast. And one of our future podcasts where we're going to start doing lives. We just don't know when yet. But remember to like and subscribe. And if you like this content, share it. Now, from there, I want to segue off of that onto something that you shared with me. The whole thing about impractical jokers.
Yeah.
Talk to me about this information that you found out about Murr.
So apparently Murr. Everybody knows Murr. He's the short, goofy guy in Impractical Jokers.
Yeah, I love him, dude. He's funny. That was a disturbing video.
Yeah. There's and who knows? It could be doctored. I mean, who really knows if this is true? Regardless, it's very sad. Um, I personally I love the Impractical Jokers. I think they're a bunch of great guys. They're all broken up now, right? They all basically retired a few years back. Nonetheless, something somewhere happened where it was put out on the net that and it's messages that Murr was talking with a 17-year-old
She was
or
16 when they first started
16-year-old.
talking.
Yeah, when they first started talking, he was 16.
Talk to me
He
when you're 18. Like,
he did. Yeah, and that doesn't make it any better. He did. He said, "Hey, talk to me when you're 18," but then he kept talking to her about like just like inappropriate. It was just inappropriate. He's a grown ass man. She's a 16-year-old. She obviously likes him, and he's obviously fancying the idea that like obviously by saying talk to me when you're 18, there's something going on there. But they were talking about other things that we can't really disclose on YouTube. Um, and if you guys want to know, you can look it up. But stuff of the sexual nature, and it was sad to see, disturbing. I hope it's not true, just for the sake of the fact that I like that show. Those guys honestly seem like a bunch of stand-up funny guys, but it's not. I don't know what's gonna happen to him. I would imagine he's gonna at the very least get investigated. I mean, and if
I'll bet you 10 to 1 more will happen to him than the people that are known to be on the Epstein list.
oh, I'm sure. Let's see here, Joe. There's another guy from there too that was involved in it from the Practical Jokers.
Yeah.
One of the other guys was actually
I
involved
heard
in
there
it
was
too,
a second one too.
because they actually used her in a show, or like they called her something, which isn't really that bad. But since those messages are a history, it just doesn't look that good. Yeah, allegations right here. So let's see here. Let's see if I can find something. I apologize, guys. Let me see if I can find a quick read about this. Uh, not seeing anything actually. It looks like it's kind of all disappeared.
With
So
enough money, anything can
that's
disappear.
the thing, though. Yeah. Oh no, I see what happened. Okay, hold on. Let's see. Let's see if now if it comes up with anything. Disbelief after learning it again. You shouldn't. Oh, Jesus! Don't look them up online. There's actually very depressing stuff for them online.
What? Like what?
Just saying that they're assholes in real life.
So when I used to tour, I toured with a lot of different bands, and I noticed the bass guitarist in almost every band I toured with the exception of Lamb of God, they were dicks, dude. I liked the bass guitarist the least. The drummer was usually the funnest, and the lead singers were usually they were kind of neutral. They weren't dicks, and they just I don't know. They just were a little bit different. But the bass guitarists were always assholes. Like I met some famous people in real life, and they were pretty shitty. They're spoiled fucking rich kids, in my opinion, and they get way too much handed to them.
Yeah. So all I can really find on it right away is nothing too crazy, and who knows how solid these news sources are. But it's kind of what I say. Joe Gatto and Murray from Impractical Jokers are accused of talking to a 16-year-old girl inappropriately. Um, at the time of the event, where the age of consent is 16, Murray may not be criminally liable, although the user claimed that the age gap they described legal in the UK. They went on to say it's creepy, it's grooming behavior, and morally wrong. It's not illegal. So apparently, the UK laws are covering them, which is doesn't make it any better, in my opinion. It doesn't look good. It doesn't. Basically, though, nothing's going to happen, uh, because of the UK laws. It was technically legal. It's I don't know if they were still doing Impractical Jokers. I can see why it would probably damage them a lot more. But since, as far as I know, they kind of split up. I don't know who all split up. I do know Impractical Jokers did split up. I just don't know exactly what's going on there as far as I mean, if Murr is still in Impractical Jokers, these allegations came out, or if Joe was, they would probably damage their reputation quite a bit. It already is gonna regardless, but that's like something you could potentially lose your job over, being in the UK and them saying that it is legal because consent of age in UK apparently is 16.
Well, the consent in Nevada is also 16, so state by state, it's different. Doesn't make it right.
No, that's what everyone's saying. It's just morally wrong. because of the age gap there. But I mean, but yeah, that's kind of what's going on there. I mean, I read it on a little bit and really upset about it, regardless of age of consent. I think it's just wrong. I kind of just expected more of those guys. They're funny guys. They seem really great guys online. Apparently, what I just put on the internet, they're assholes in person. But I mean,
That
then
depends who you talk to.
yeah, that depends on who you talk to. And then again, when you're famous and you constantly got people running up to you asking for pictures and asking for signatures and bombarding you, you can't even go get a cup of coffee without someone bothering you. Who wouldn't get tired of that? I mean, to be honest, I know I would. And that's probably why I'm not famous, but I mean, I'm sorry, but if I can't go peacefully go grab a cup of coffee or go grab something from the store without completely being bombarded, your life becomes so overwhelming, I think that eventually you just kind of crumble under it
Well,
all.
that's the thing. So, having my YouTube channel, I do not ever, if somebody comes up to me in public and says, "Hey, you're Reno Low Roller," I do not ever push them away. I don't ever stray away from them. I don't ever give them an attitude. I'm appreciative of every single subscriber that I have. Just like on here, I'm appreciative of every single subscriber that I have. And you have to be, because without those people, you are nothing. And you have to understand that. So with fame comes a certain level of expectations for you to sign autographs or you to take pictures, because these people may never see you again, and this is their only opportunity to stop and say, "Hey, can I get a photo with you?" I say, if you don't like that fame, get out of the spotlight,
Yeah.
first of all. Second of all, there's other ways for you to go about going shopping. All right. You can have, if you're wealthy enough, you could have somebody go shopping for you so you don't have to do that. There are private areas where you can go as a celebrity where you don't have to be in the public's eye, although you're always going to have the paparazzi following you around if you get big enough. Um, so you just got to kind of choose your battles, and like accept the popularity that comes with fame. Like them, they go out in public and they play pranks on each other and they play pranks on the public. So you got to expect there's a certain level that you need to be meeting when it comes to being respectful to your audience. You can't just go out there and be like, "Hey, fuck you." I'm out here at dinner with my fucking wife and my kids. Well, you know what? Fuck you. I was a fan. That's exactly what happened between me and Tony Stewart. So my brother's ex-wife's mom used to work at Irwindale Speedway. We always got pit passes because of it. So one day, and I was a huge fan of Tony Stewart at this time. I had Tony Stewart shirts, his little race cars. I had fucking everything of Tony Stewart. And I seen him at Irwindale Speedway. He was racing there. I was up in the pits. And as a fan, I went up to him. I wasn't rude. I wasn't obnoxious. I wasn't disrespectful. I said, and he's just sitting there watching the race. It's not like he was doing anything fucking important, okay? His race hadn't even gone yet. I just said, and I'm wearing a Tony Stewart shirt at that time. I said, "Hey, Tony Stewart, I'm a huge fan, man. Would you mind signing my shirt? Because I love the way you race." And he basically told me to get fucked, right?
Mm.
He was an asshole. I could not believe how fucking rude this dude was. I took his shirt off right there and I fucking threw it right in front of him. Fuck you, dude. I was your fan. I bought your merchandise and you want to talk to me like that? I didn't do anything to him. I wasn't throwing fucking french fries at the back of his head or something.
Mm.
I didn't fuck his girlfriend. I didn't fuck his daughter. Why are you being so rude? I just wanted an autograph on a Tony Stewart shirt. And he basically told me to get fucked.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
after
that's
that,
unreasonable.
yeah,
I'm talking to like all the obnoxious people is what I'm going through. There's what I'm going off of.
there are obnoxious people, and it comes with the territory. All right.
Oh, it does. And it's gonna happen regardless if you want it or not. And that is, you're right. That is something that you just have to learn to put up with, because I mean, you gotta have an understanding that when you go into a life like that, that's just what's gonna happen. You know, you're gonna run into people, and not all those people are gonna be. They're not gonna be able to control their excitement. They're gonna be kind of off in left field, going crazy, which that's just how they handle.
Like the crazy stalkers that'll break into your house and try to fucking kill you and rob you.
I
Like
don't.
the extremely crazy fans. What was it? What was that movie with Kevin Costner? Whitney Houston or some shit where the fan breaks in, no, it was Selena. That's what it was, and it was her aide that actually ended up killing her.
Oh, yeah, I don't know, but I do know that shit like that could potentially happen, and there is people out there that's crazy. They're just obsessed. or overboard. That's why a lot of these guys have security,
Yeah.
which
And
seems
it's funny
shameful.
because those people that have security, half of them are like, we don't like borders, we don't like walls, we don't need police, but you have security. What the hell?
Who? Oh, you mean like for like famous people? Oh yeah, yeah. I do know they got to go through a lot. My buddy, he was SF, and he got offered to go, I think, to Seattle to make like 300 grand a year doing private security for some famous guy in Seattle, some top notch famous dude. I never heard of him, but he didn't fucking do it. I don't know why. He just he wanted to stay in our old town and live a normal life. But dude, I was like, that's a lot of fucking money, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, I'd have done that. He was. I think he was gonna be gone for like 8 months out of the year or something like that, and then he'd come home and be at home for a couple months, then he'd leave and be gone again or something like that.
Well, I don't know if you have an experience of life over the road, but it's hard. It takes a unique person to do the life over the road.
Have to go to Seattle and be there
Months.
present, yeah, for him 8 months. And what I didn't understand though is his daughter, who he shared custody with, lived in that area. So I was like, why not just move there, dude? You got nothing here, Like I'm like your only friend. I'm not worth sticking around for.
And he lives in Nevada?
He lived in Washington.
Okay.
Yeah, so he's about 4 hours away from Seattle. So it was like, dude, I would do it. I mean, what's holding you back here? So I don't know. He was also injured a lot. That could have been what it was. He probably didn't feel like he was up to it. His body couldn't handle it or something went down and he didn't do it. But I mean, I was really surprised because he always talked about wanting to go back because he was in like Fallujah and shit. So he was in some really dicey shit.
PTSD.
He never really showed any, and I know his detailed shit what he did. Like he was one of the few guys that I talked to who, like, a lot of guys, they don't really want to talk about what they went through over there. He did not care. I'd ask him about like some of the most gruesome stuff about how it went down. He'd be like, "Oh, like this," and he would just tell me. I'm like, "Brother, I regret asking you that. That is terrible." Like, how do you deal with yourself? He was just like, at least played it off very good that he was fine, and he was literally one of my closest friends.
Right.
And like he'd get sad, like any other person, but it wasn't anything that was like irregular. It was just like he was just living his life. He always wanted to go back to war, in one way or the other. So when that came up, I was just like, brother, there's your chance, There's your chance that someone might try to take the briefcase off his hand that's cuffed to him or something, and you can
Yeah.
go ballistic
I
or
knew
something.
people in the military and they told me some horrific shit about the stuff they saw. Like one of the guys I know, he was over in Iraq and he was telling me during Saddam Hussein's regime about they would have to go and cut torch open the manhole covers and there were people inside,
Yeah.
just some of them were alive, some of them are dead, and all of them were sick. And when you hear that come from somebody from the military that was actually over there and seen it firsthand, kind of gives you chills.
Oh, it's crazy what they deal with or what they dealt with back. I mean, a lot of those guys are gone now, but
Yeah.
thankfully. But
Which reminds me, guys, if you have PTSD from going overseas, there are people out there that will help you. Suicide is not the answer, and you can get through it. There's lots of avenues that you could take before you decide to pull the trigger or pop that pill. Take every avenue, right? Your life is worth it. Suicide, that cannot be an option. You got to take that off the table, guys.
it's sad. It is very sad how I mean, the statistics of how many men that we lose a day, and women that we lose a day, because of PTSD and just
Well, it's not just Marines. When I was running for school board from 2020 to 2022, there was a 300% increase in teen suicides
yeah.
because they were not going to school and they were being forced to social distance and all this other stuff. I found some crazy data when I was running for school board. Um, it was it was saddening, honestly. The drug rate went up, the alcohol abuse rate went up, the teen pregnancy rate went up, the suicide rate all went up, all because they were being homeschooled. And then you take those kids that are being abused at home and now they're stuck to be there all day. I mean, that shit that happened in 2020, it did not do anything productive or good for our society,
No.
right? All that. I got yelled at because I refused to wear a fucking mask, right? Like, people don't understand those surgical masks, like that, they do not stop the spread of coronavirus. I was saying that. It even says it on the side of the box. The reason that surgeons wear those masks and the reason they're called surgeons' masks is because when you're talking, you spit. And if you're over an open
Yeah, but
procedure
yeah.
on a patient
Yeah.
and your saliva gets in there, you could cause a staph infection or other kinds of infections if you have something in your mouth. That's the only reason doctors and surgeons wear them. They do not stop the spread of viruses, especially the way that they were trying to explain the coronavirus, right? You would literally need one of those HEPA filter fucking masks that have the two ventilators on the side, the filters that completely protect your face. They're telling people like me with a fucking beard that you could just wear a mask and you'll be fine. You cannot wear a proper fucking ventilator having a beard or facial hair, period.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right there. Speaking of you getting yelled at about not wearing a mask during COVID, isn't it kind of funny how now it's kind of the other way around? You notice that
Mm.
with ICE and everything going on? You see that people are getting harassed who are walking around wearing masks from the COVID stuff, because people still do wear masks
Yes,
and
they
shit.
do.
People now are getting harassed for wearing masks because they want to, they're afraid of COVID or whatever, maybe their beliefs, whatever. They're now being harassed for wearing masks.
That's because they're trying to hide their identity. Most of those people that are wearing masks are not out there for any good reason. They're out there to fucking harass ICE and they're out there to do this and to do that, and none of it is honorable.
It's
Okay.
people who are against ICE that are doing it.
Yeah.
There's people who hate ICE who are.
Well, it's funny. Those same people that are wearing masks are yelling at ICE for wearing masks.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, it's the people who were yelling at us to wear masks are now yelling at ICE to
Take
not
them
wear
off.
masks. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is it doesn't make any sense to me at all.
Hypocrisy never falls far from its source.
Yeah, it's crazy, dude. Like, I mean, I don't know. I get fighting for what you believe in and all, but holy shit, people, like there was a video of a dude just literally just walking to the grocery store or some shit like that, and he's got some bitch in his fucking face screaming at him, just spitting in his face, screaming at him, calling him all these names and shit because he's wearing a mask, and he's just like, I'm just trying to live my life, accusing him of being ICE and stuff. These dudes just in like casual clothes walking to the store. Like, it's sad. It's just like, can we just leave people the fuck alone? Like, I get it. Some shady shit's been going on. Some terrible stuff has happened. I completely understand. But like, there's also a point where it's gone way too fucking far. This is all happening in Minnesota, of course. That's the only places where I've seen it happening.
I think one thing that ICE can do to help get these people off their back publicly is when they're going after an actual sex offender, child predator, child trafficker, murderer, they should really have the warrant so they could show it to the camera of whatever shitty protester it is and say, this is who you're stopping us from going to get. Do you see his charges? This kid raped a child, or this kid murdered so and so,
Right.
But they're not doing that. They're just verbally saying, oh, well, the person that you're trying to defend was a child rapist or a murderer. And these people, they're like, no, they weren't. No, they weren't.
See, and I agree with you there. I think I believe too that's even far fetched for ICE to do. I don't think that they obviously should be going after fucking pedophiles, but I think that they should be carrying a warrant with them just because of how things are.
Yeah.
I mean, if things weren't what they are and they were going business as usual and there was not all these allegations put out against them, it'd be one thing. But like it's too much shit going on now. They need to start taking steps in the right direction to defend themselves in the right way, other than shit going down to the point where someone gets shot. Because that's what's going to continue to happen until they start just kind of putting their ego aside and just saying, "Hey, it's just a piece of paper I got to carry on us," like,
Yeah.
like it could literally save.
Let's hire one agent that could actually do PR at all these raids. I mean, fuck. Look at all the tax money they've already taken. We could hire one fucking PR person for every goddamn raid, and
Police stations should have PR people. Sheriff stations have PR people.
sheriffs are not doing anything with ICE. That's totally separate.
I'm saying that I'm making a point that if these small places can do it, like sheriff stations and police stations, that ICE can fucking do it, because that wouldn't be a bad idea, especially with what's going on right now. Like they need to do something to kind of shift the direction of what's going on because it's not going to get any better without some. Didn't someone else just die?
I don't know.
I think someone else just got killed. Okay, cool. Anyways, yeah, no, I think ICE could do a better job at you know explaining what's going on better. I mean, it's I will say it's funny as shit to watch the videos and see them going off on each other. It's free entertainment, but it's the reason why these people are dying. But yeah, I did hear that. I wouldn't say here. I did come across somewhere very very briefly that someone else got shot. I don't even know if it's ice related. I just heard about something else going on.
Locally,
No, I think this is over in Minnesota again or something like that.
Minnesota's a shit show because of all that fraud that they're trying to hide. I mean, if you think about it, before that fraud was exposed, the same shit was going on over there. It just wasn't being, publicly aired. And now that all that fraud's been exposed, all of a sudden now this is what the headlines are all about.
Oh no, apparently ICE agents may have lied about the shooting of the migrant in Minneapolis. So I don't know what's going on there. We'll let this story kind of develop before we touch on this too terribly too much. Anyways, what I was gonna say though, talk about pedophiles. Italy Italy moves forward with chemical castrations for rapists and pedophiles.
Let's go.
Yeah,
I call wood chipper.
you're right. Well, fuck. Who was it actually? Let me look real quick. So, one of our senates. Did you see what he said? Who the hell was it? Tim Burchett. Any pedophile found guilty of crimes against children should be publicly hanged.
I support that.
Isn't that awesome?
I know he's full of shit, but I support
I know
that.
it's so sad.
I really wish these politicians would actually do the shit that they claim.
They don't got the fucking balls.
They're just trying to get votes.
Yeah,
That's
they're
all
just
it
trying
is.
to get votes. I mean, it's really shitty.
I was actually thinking about running for some political office, honestly, because I'm tired of all this fucking talk.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't think a lot of it is for their own doing. I think they're more afraid of the guy next to him, what they're gonna do.
It's a possibility.
I mean, like you just see their most recent Joe Rogan podcast, or not most recent, but one of the more recent ones with Elon Musk. He was talking about some stuff in there, and he stopped, and he was just like, "This can literally get me killed if I continue to talk about this." So they had to change the subject.
Elon Musk said that. I think I did see that.
Yeah.
As like a little short reel that I see
Yeah.
on like fucking Facebook.
Go watch that episode. See what they're talking about. It's kind of interesting. I'm not going to get into it, but it's kind of scary to see even someone. Obviously he's not in the White House anymore, and he was in there very, very, very briefly. But the fact that he can talk about basically anything White House related or not, and it's that serious, and he's saying this can literally potentially get me killed. I doubt it. I really don't think so. I mean, Elon's a pretty straight arrow shooting guy. At least seems that way. You don't really know, but like, I mean, the guy is the richest guy in the world, basically.
He is.
Yeah, I mean, if money could buy him getting away from some bad situation like that, he's the guy that's able to do it. If he's sitting there going, this could get me in a bad situation," I'd probably believe him. I mean, who really knows? I mean, I'd rather assume the worst and hope for the best, and then just play it safe. But who really knows?
Well, I don't know, dude. I know there's a lot of crooked shit going on in this world. There's a lot of crooked shit going on in our politicians' offices and behind closed doors. If he was telling the truth, so be it. If it was just another dog and pony show, so be it. I mean, there's nothing that we could do to prove or disprove it, anyways. I did see that episode, though, that little short reel. I didn't see the whole full episode. I don't watch Joe Rogan myself. I think he's gone a little too fucking far into the politics for me.
Joe Rogan?
Yeah.
He
He doesn't really talk about politics,
he
but the
never
people that
talks
he
about
brings on,
politics.
that's all they want to talk
They'll
about.
start talking about it, and he'll change their course.
Yeah.
Yeah, he tries to stay politically free. Like him and Theo Vaughn are really the only two guys that will like even like shit. Theo Vaughn just had Bernie Sanders and RFK on. They didn't talk about politics at all. They just talk about their lives and what they're doing and just stay, happy and how they're doing and shit like that. They don't really like digging into stuff. Like when Joe Rogan endorsed Trump, I was like blown away.
So was I.
Like because he's really not that guy. The guy's like a fighter. He's health nut. Like that's Joe Rogan for you. He's a comedian. He owns his own comedian studio up in Texas now. Like that's what he does.
Yeah.
He's really not a politically influenced guy.
Charge of UFC, right?
No,
No, Ultimate Fighting.
he never was.
He wasn't.
No, he just hosted it. He part of it. He's still there, but Dana White is the guy you're thinking of, which incidentally kind of looks like him in my opinion. Kind of funny because when I watch UFC and it'll go between Dana White and him, and if I'm not paying attention, I'll get them confused. Like when the fuck did Joe Rogan get there? But no, Joe Rogan's got he tries to focus more on like how people are living, kind of like what Theo Von does, and like how they're doing and shit like that. Which is one of the reasons why I can kind of tolerate their stuff is because they'll invite these really cool people in, but they're not sitting there like, tell me about this. Where Sean Ryan is, that's all Sean Ryan is. It's very political.
Yeah.
Which isn't a bad thing. I mean, we're political. It's not a bad thing. But it is nice to catch that break sometimes, which is like what me and you do. We kind of try to mix it up, try to keep it different things coming from different angles. That way, it's not the same thing over and over again.
Yeah. Nobody wants to see the same shit over and over again. I can tell you that.
But no, I thought that was kind of funny to see online. Out of all the people, Elon Musk said that.
Well, it wasn't the first time he said stuff like that. You remember that little feud he got into with Trump towards the end of his run with Doge? I think he started losing a lot of cars. People were lighting his Teslas on fire at fucking dealerships. I mean, granted, they're all insured, but he was touching on some shit that other people did not want him talking about, and they were just letting him know how small he really is. You could be the richest man in the world and still get your ass assassinated.
Yeah.
And I think that was just a warning to him that if he keeps uncovering the shit that he's uncovering, he's going to be in one of those cars one of these days. So,
well, I think the conflict with him and Trump was absolutely fake. I think him leaving was like what you're saying. I think he was being threatened from sources or some crazy shit was going on. And I mean, what's easier to explain? Elon Musk just up and resigning, or him and Trump getting in a fight for disagreeing on stuff and then him leaving. Like, what's easier to explain to the public, right? Obviously, him and Trump getting in a disagreement and leaving. No one fucking believed it. No one fucking believed what he's saying. The truth is like his stocks plummeted. He was losing a bunch of fucking money. And he was uncovering shit that was like good but not good. So yeah, I think you're right. I think he was getting threatened, and it was one of those things where it's just like, how do we go about this? And Trump's like, just cuss me out. Do the whole
everybody hates me anyways, so why not?
Everybody hates me already, so just act like you're one of them. Because I mean, it's not like he wasn't doing anything bad in the office. He was doing a lot of good shit for everybody. Because I mean, he just wanted to help the country. And I think you're right there. I think you hit that nail on the head. Is he was uncovering some really shady shit, and that's what was causing him to have to leave.
Yeah,
and that was their ticket out. Was just, hey, let's have a big end. You tell the boss to piss off, and I say some shit, and then we just drop it because it just fell off.
The whole thing reminded me of. Have you ever heard of the term the Kansas City Shuffle?
Yeah.
When they look left, you move right.
Yeah.
I think that's exactly what fucking happened. Was they just pulled a Kansas City Shuffle on the entire nation.
I think so.
And they do that time and time again, like the whole September 11th thing. If you look at the original early on videos, there's firefighters down there talking about multiple fucking explosions at ground zero the day of. And these firefighters never made it to a fire, and the buildings hadn't collapsed, yet they're covered in fucking dust and debris. Where the hell did that shit come from? The planes hit way the fuck up here, and you're way down here, and you're covered in dust and fucking debris. And they're talking about the explosions that happened on lobby level, like it's a fucking Kansas City Shuffle.
Yeah.
That's what it is. So you just gotta be diligent and be very vigilant on what you're doing and pay attention to everything. Every little detail matters. And don't believe the fucking government. And if the media says it, don't listen. Right?
Yeah.
They're lying to you. That's what they're doing. They're full of shit. They don't like you. They're lying to you, and they're part of whatever fucking is going on, and I'm tired of it.
Unfortunately, it's probably never gonna end though.
Oh, it'll end one day.
Well, yeah, when what we talked about happens, yeah. I'm talking about right now. I mean, if things keep going how they're going and that doesn't happen, no, it's never gonna end. It's just gonna get worse. We're not gonna have any rights eventually, and everyone's gonna be on martial law, and that's gonna be life. We're just gonna be fucking North Korea.
I don't know if you've been paying attention to any of this. This whole Epstein file bullshit that's come out.
Yeah.
Have you seen the videos where people are talking about the babies that were being discarded and the young children that were being discarded?
Oh,
Some of them are being eaten. What were they doing with the rest of the body? And now they're saying, oh, some of that meat was sent to McDonald's refineries and ground up and is part of what is known as that pink slime, what they use in the chicken nuggets. You've never heard of that? You can
no,
look
I
up
do not
videos.
believe that at all.
Well, I already know McDonald's is fucking poison, anyways.
Or-
It's
What?
starting to cut out.
Well, it's just oh, uh, I mean, no, McDonald's is terrible, but I mean,
It's poison. Well, all fast food is poison. They're
yeah,
saying Chick-fil-A is just as poisonous too. But it's just
it's
it's another one of those things. Like it's a video that I seen on my reels because I watch a lot of reels when I get bored, and it's one of those things that influencers are trying to say is what happened with those children.
I
Could be
don't know.
true. Who knows?
Yeah, who
I
knows?
mean, you
Yeah,
think about it. Back in the day, the mob used to fucking grind people up and put them in the fucking hot dogs and in the sausages and shit. And we
yeah,
know that to be true now.
yeah. I wouldn't surprise me, unfortunately.
Yeah,
I mean, with the way that how evil this world is, no, it
yeah.
would not surprise me.
It wouldn't surprise
It's
me either.
absolutely disgusting and wrong, but no, it would not surprise me. But no, I've only been watching. I've been watching about all the. See, I have a problem with like all this stuff that they're releasing about the Epstein files. Like they're releasing these documents, right, of like emails and shit. Do you know how fast I can make one of those right now and post it online, and it could look just as legit? You know how easy that shit is to doctor up. It's not even funny how easy it is. It is unbelievable. It does not take anyone relatively smart to make something like that at all. And that's why I have a hard time believing all this shit. It's not hard at
Well,
all.
I don't believe it any more than you do, and I don't know how easy it is because I'm not computer savvy like you. Um, but what I do know is the millions of documents that they claim to exist, and they're redacting. Like on one page, somebody's name will be there, but on another page, that
That's what
same
I'm saying.
individual's fucking redacted.
That's what
Like,
I'm saying.
I want to know what the fuck is going on with that myself. You know, I think Pam Bondi has failed the country with that. And I think there needs to be a thorough investigation, which will never happen. We already all know that. The government fucking
The
watches out for the government.
the only thing that honestly and it upset me is that really caught my attention is Trump was all for releasing the Epstein files, and the minute hit, everyone was saying his name was in the Epstein files, he was saying how they're not going to go any further with him.
Yeah.
That and it wasn't like a thing where it was like he made a tweet or nothing. He was recorded saying it in his Oval Office while signing stuff or something like that.
Yeah.
He made an announcement saying we will not be further
Yeah.
investigating
What
Epstein
files? What
files.
are you talking
Yeah.
about?
Which that one I was just like, dude, I was like, come on, brother. I was like, that's really upsetting to see, honestly. And I hate to say it, but I mean, if that's the case and they go through with prosecuting stuff, I hope everyone gets investigated equally, including him.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people are like, oh, the right is going to try to defend their president even though he was no. I voted for Trump. I think he should be investigated just as much as the rest of them. I don't think that there should be any leeway there. I think anyone who is involved should absolutely be investigated and
Prosecuted.
prosecuted.
You know,
Absolutely, yeah. The whole
Bill
just
Gates.
starting with investigation to
Yeah.
prosecution.
The
Absolutely.
amount of times Bill Gates' name came up in there. I mean, you hear about this shit where he caught some fucking disease from what was it, some German fucking prostitute, and then he asked Epstein if he could give him some kind of a vaccine that he could secretly slip to his wife because he thought that he transferred the disease to her.
Oh no. Oh, I did hear about that.
Yeah, like what in the actual fuck, you know? We know Bill Gates was part of it. We know fucking Bill Clinton was part of it. We know fucking like a lot of people were fucking involved with this. Why are they not being prosecuted already? And if Trump's name is in there, yeah, I'm a Trump supporter and I'm here to say it. If his fucking name is in there and he's done something to children, fuck him too. Let's prosecute him.
Yeah.
You know, like, yeah, don't sit there and say that the right's going to support their president no matter what. We're We're not left wing fucking psychos that are gonna knowingly support a fucking pedophile like
or right
fucking
psychos.
like Joe Biden, you know?
No, I mean anyone who is level headed, right or left, should know that it's just morally, it's just wrong, and that no matter who it is, I don't care if it was my fucking brother.
Yeah,
It's wrong, and they need to be prosecuted, investigated in full to the fullest extent, and that's how it should be.
should definitely be that
Is it
way.
disappointing that it's Trump? Am I upset? Absolutely. I voted for that guy. I'm upset about it. I'll fully admit that. It is very depressing to see that.
But on the
But
same token, you got to think about it like this: if his name was in there in some kind of a derogatory way, think all the way back to 2015. If his name was actually in there, these fucking people had these files from way back. They would have already used that information because they've thrown everything, including the kitchen sink, at Trump. Okay. Like, I mean, you think of it, they fucking created it.
well, and the
The
Epstein
Russian
files,
dossier that we know is fucking bullshit.
and the Epstein files have been brought up numerous times through all of this shit going on. So why wouldn't they bring that up there?
Trump's name continuously repeated in is how he threw fucking Epstein out of Mar-a-Lago back in 2012.
Yeah.
You know?
Well, that's brushed under the rug now, of course.
Yeah. But if there was anything derogatory that was actually factual, they
Well,
would have used it already.
Again, it's not hard to doctor stuff up either. Like it's really not hard to like other people, not including just civilians, but other people in high places to doctor something up. You know, this guy throws Epstein out of the Mar-a-Lago because maybe Trump knows what's going on, and then Epstein's like, "Fuck this, I'm gonna get back at this guy," and he makes up some shit and puts it underneath a bunch of papers for someone to find later on. It's not hard to do.
Dude.
Yeah,
And I think it's more like this. When it comes to Trump, he used to be a Democrat. He used to be a Democrat donor. And back then, he was beloved. I mean, you think about it, all the different movies and everything that Trump was in, his name and his likeness was used in all this different shit. He was beloved all the way around. I mean, he always had his haters, but back then it was just haters because they didn't agree with him or they got fired by him or whatever their fucking story was. But he wasn't hated until he ran for presidency. And that tells me one thing and one thing only. They don't like him because he was like Epstein. And by that, what I mean is he has secrets that, if they got released, could be very damning to other people. So it reminds me of that movie, Enemy of the State, where they want to destroy his name before he has a chance to release anything. So that way everybody already knows he's lying. And they already created a picture of Trump being a compulsive fucking liar and all this other shit before he ever releases anything. So when he does, or if he does, then people don't believe him. You'll have your half the country that believes him and your half that doesn't. And which side is stronger at that point,
Have you ever read his son's book?
No.
Donald, not I guess he's got two sons. Donald Trump Jr.'s book. You should read it.
What's it about?
It's about Donald. It's about his son's life growing up, right, being a Trump. But it gets into how he helped his father campaign. Goes through all the shit that they went through, including all the accusations. Goes through all the shit that even his son was accused of. It's actually a really good fucking book, and it kind of opens up your eyes to a lot of the shit that he was
What's it
accused
called?
of. Shit, what is it called? I read it last year.
No, I did read part of The Art of the Deal. That's the book that Trump created. It's fascinating. And I also bought that package years ago, Trump University package. Triggered.
Yeah, triggered. I was because that's what caught my attention is the name. I was like, that's hilarious. But it's actually a really good read. Even if you just go if he did the audiobook too, I believe. So if you go to Spotify, I want to say I'm pretty sure he did the audiobook, so you can actually like hear him read it. It's kind of cool.
Really?
Yeah. So, but it is a really good book. I suggest like even if you got nothing.
So I
else
take it
going
as you've
on.
read it?
Yes.
What are some key things in that book that would actually interest me?
Actually,
Because here's my thing on it. I've never really liked Trump Jr. I've always thought he looked like a fucking spoiled child. So he never really intrigued me.
yeah. I gotta sneeze. Yeah, it's painful.
Go ahead and let it out.
I can't. It's one of those sneezes. Um, no, honestly, I kind of thought the same thing as Donald Trump Jr. I still don't listen to his podcast because, like, I still kind of have that mentality towards him. Can you hear that in the mic? Cool. I still kind of have that mentality towards him where it's like he just kind of seems like a rich kid. But on the contrary, if you listen to his book, it does absolutely make him sound more human. More kind of like one of us, just regular people. How he was growing up was very unique. I think Trump did a fantastic job fathering him, like teaching him and raising him. I think he did a really good job.
Trump or the nannies?
Trump, they didn't really have any. It's very interesting how they lived. I'm telling you, you should go read it. It's very. I mean, this is also assuming that he's telling the truth, right?
Yeah.
But like, at some point, it's worth the read. It really is because like he didn't live with his father and son or his father and mother for a long time. He actually lived overseas in a different country with his grandparents
Makes you
because
wonder why.
well, his mom is from over there,
Yeah.
so he went and lived with his grandparents because Trump's like, I don't want you to be brought up as basically as a spoiled brat. So he went and showed him how the other half lives.
Well, I mean, it's
It's
like
terrible
everything you've
sounding.
seen about Barron Trump. Barron looks like he's a really nice guy. Like he doesn't seem snobby at all. He seems very down to earth, and
I
then
think it's I believe that what Donald Trump Jr. is saying is true. How he was brought up,
yeah.
I do. Yeah, I mean, fuck, he speaks the language from over there.
No, I mean anybody can look human in a book or on an interview because, like, I seen something with Gavin Newsom. It was a video where he was doing some interview, and it was like, man, this guy seems really nice. He doesn't seem like that bad of a guy. Then you look back at all his fucking policies, and you're like, wait a minute, this guy's a piece of shit.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
So it's hard to say. You never know. He could be telling the truth, and if he is, more power to him. Maybe I'll give the book a look, but
I would at least just click it on the old audiobook and listen to it because then you don't got to worry.
and you said it was on what?
I think it's on Spotify.
Spotify.
Yeah,
All right. I got to download Spotify. I don't use any of that shit.
yeah. I know he's got audiobooks, but I would listen to it or read it because it is a good book. It's cool listening to the inside loop of how the campaign went and everything too,
Yeah.
and how like kind of Trump's mentality was like basically how he didn't care if he won or lose. Like he just wanted to bring an authentic campaign. He wanted to do his best, but it wasn't like he was going to destroy anyone or try to hurt anyone if he lost. It was he's not a sore loser.
I've been saying since 2015, Trump's ego would not let him lose because I've been following the guy since I was a kid. And it was when Barack Obama did that Saturday Night Live skit where he read at realdonaldtrump.com. It said, and don't quote me verbatim, but I think it was something like at donaldtrump.com. Obama will go down as the worst president in history. And Obama looks at the camera and says, at least I will go down as a president. And he drops the mic, right? And then he had that dinner with all those famous people, and Obama was clowning on him publicly in front of him. And the look on Trump's face that day, and that was back in 2015 before he announced he was running. I think that's what sold him on running for president. Because you go back all the way to
It goes into what sold him on running for president too.
yeah, if you go back to the Oprah Winfrey show, it was like 1985 or 1987. I can't remember off the top of my head. Back when Oprah loved Donald Trump, he was a regular guest on her show. She said, would you ever consider running for president? And he says, if things got bad enough, I would not rule it out. That was back in the 80s, okay, when he was beloved by everybody still. And this was even after all those racist allegations and all of that shit and the lawsuits and all that of the Trump family not allowing blacks to live in their apartments in New York. Still beloved by the African community even back then, before he ran as a Republican.
Right.
But it goes to show, that how quickly things can change. If Trump Jr. is telling the truth, that'd be a very interesting read.
It is good.
know.
Regardless, it's worth your read. I mean, it's worth your time to read it. I mean, it's a good book. He wrote it well, and I'd read it again. But I think this is where we're gonna sign off. So thanks to everybody for tuning in. Remember, to give us a follow, like, share, comment, all that stuff. Let us know what you think and what you want to hear. Um, and then don't be afraid to speak your mind in the comments, or like I said, you can always email us if you want to say something more privately to us and you don't want all the heat from whatever may be going on in the comments. I totally understand that. You have anything to say?
Yeah, guys. Hey, Thank you guys for watching this podcast. Let us know how you think we did. You like the comments and the chats that we were having today? The different topics. Was it interesting to you? Do you think it sucked? Put it in the comments. Let us know. And make sure to hit that like and subscribe button. And if you enjoyed this content, turn on the bell notification so you know whenever we're putting out a new video. And again, as always, like I say, if you have any suggestions for future topics, future content, reach out to us. You could email us. It's in the or it's where is it at in the email? Where is it located? Where can they find it?
It's in the description of the video and it's in our bio on our channel.
That's where you go to find everything, guys. Thank you so much for tuning in to this week's episode. We're going to try to get more and more episodes to go out, and we'll dive more into more current topics as we go along. These are just some of the things that we've seen that we thought were kind of interesting, kind of intriguing, kind of funny, kind of scary, kind of sad. But hey, guys, thank you so much for watching. Check us out on the next video.